Hello again, and welcome to Real Talk with a Vulnerable Angel and Friends, episode 17. I am your host, the Vulnerable Angel, Dominica May, and I am joined tonight by my regular guests, Mike and Sharad. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
And Mike is somewhere in off camera.
No,
Not even there. Welcome.
yes, Mike spends a lot of time down there, just the way I like it.
Sorry, I was just wiping some.
Yeah, it's okay. You
Food.
never
I
have to
hope that's
apologize for that.
food and not something else.
You never have to apologize.
It's
baby.
cat hair.
Okay, there you go, cat hair. If this is your first time to watch this podcast live stream and you're not familiar with what we do is we just have vulnerable, authentic, deep conversations, sharing some stuff from our personal lives, that sort of thing. Sometimes we have questions from cards to inspire us, and we also take audience questions. So feel free to drop us questions either in the chat or in the comments section below. If you are watching this after we're live, we will answer questions in the following live stream. So I have a couple of things that I just to get started with, I guess.
Get it off your angel wings.
Get it off my angel wings. So some news for me. I've kind of maybe mentioned a couple of times that my ex-husband had filed an appeal for our child support, the last child support order that we had, and I just got the result from that last Friday, and I won. So my reaction was like, I'm dancing, this is awesome. And my ex-husband, who has a legal background and a law degree, thought that he could win an appeal against me. I just think that's hilarious.
I won't be revealing too much, but I know in the past you have shared off camera some more personal details regarding this matter, and this did not seem like a hard case for you to win.
It's just so funny because like in the lead up to it, he kept like trying to get me to like come to some settlement agreement beforehand. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm happy to just go through the way that's, we'll take the process as it comes. You're the one who wants to do this, okay? So yeah, it was just really it was a relief to finally have that out of the way. Now I am going back to court with him for a new child support order next month. So that's going to be interesting because the current order was from a hearing that happened on the same day that I was laid off from my job. So it's based on what my income in my last job was and not what it is now, which is zero because I have no unemployment benefits anymore. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the next hearing. But he was imputed income at the last hearing, and that was what he was trying to dispute. He's like, I don't want to be imputed this much income. And
for what's the duration of period that he's backed up on?
Oh no, he's been paying it. There's no back, he's not behind on child support or anything. He just didn't want to have to pay as much as what he's been ordered to pay.
Good.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that's my positive stuff. Meanwhile, just in the last few days, I've had some, I don't want to go into detail about it, but some medical stuff has come up that I emailed my doctor about it, and it could be nothing or it could be cancer. So I'm just like, I'm like, let's hope it's nothing. I mean, that's not really something that you want to be worried about.
Hey, look, we all have like those little bumps or like those discolorations, or like we all get those things that we're like, I gotta go get this checked, and
But
like,
she's like, let's see if anything changes. If nothing changes in the next 3 weeks, then we'll get you some tests. Or let me know if there's any issues with these things, for example, weight loss. And now I'm like, well, I weighed myself 2 days ago when I first noticed the symptom, and I was like 146. And then I weighed myself today, and it was 143. I'm like, is 3 pounds?
don't look into it. Don't look into it.
Or is it just that I was wearing like much heavier clothes when I weighed myself the first time? Right? But like when it's this kind of like, could be nothing, could be cancer, you start going into like out mode, right? Like
there's weight loss, but then there's significant weight loss, and I think that is what your doctor is looking for.
Yeah, and to be fair, like you never know if you have a sore throat and you go to WebMD online. I have a sore throat. Oh, that means I've got a broken leg. Yeah.
No, I bet my doctor did mention cancer when she replied to me just earlier tonight. So that's not the reason that we were delayed for this, but that was one of the reasons why I'm glad that we delayed this so I could read my message from the doctor and reply to it.
I asked to delay this live stream because Kim and I have a tradition that every Thursday night, for those of us on the East Coast or in the United States.
What tradition do you have?
So, after every Thursday night, after we come home from improv practice, we watch Severance, the new episode of Severance, because it comes out on Thursdays, right? So tonight is the season finale of season 2 for Severance. So
it was a little bit longer than
it's a little bit longer, yeah. So that's why I texted you guys. Like right after improv practice, I ran home as soon as I could so we could start the show. Come to find out, no, it's a supersized episode.
Like I said, I was fine with the delay because I was like, so Mike messaged us an hour or maybe
like an hour
and a half before we were going to start, and I'm like, I'm still wearing my robe. I'm not like dressed at all. My hair was messy. I'd not done anything to make myself look good for the day. I'm like, I am happy to delay so I have more time to get ready. And even as it was, I was putting the angel wings on 5 minutes before we were scheduled to go live with the delay. So.
Yeah, but I guess that begs the question. If you don't put them on 5 minutes before the stream goes live, how long do you wear the wings throughout the day?
I put them on just before I send the link to you guys. And sometimes I send it, more than 5 minutes before,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like a half hour.
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
So sometimes
Right.
It's not like it's uncomfortable for me to wear them. And I just remembered I just had some a DVD and some Blu-rays arrive today, and I was going to bring them to do a show and tell, because I ordered them in part because of the last live stream, because we were talking about the movie Secretary, if you recall, and James Spader. So I ended up ordering Secretary. But along with that,
you watch it alone?
I've not. It just arrived today, and I have a bunch of things checked out from the library at the moment, so I've not watched it yet. Also, my daughter's at home. Like, it's not something that I want to be watching when she could be wandering in. Right? No.
Watch it with her. Make it a mother-daughter.
No, absolutely no. It is not a movie.
Not.
Watch.
Absolutely not.
She's an adult.
Yeah, but it's still, I don't want to be watching a sexy movie with my daughter. Absolutely not. No, it was hard enough watching Ghost in the Shell with her, and there's a scene with some nudity in it. So that was awkward enough. We don't need to be watching actual
boobs.
Yeah, sexy scenes. But yeah, so I ordered that, and I also ordered Wild Things, because that was like one of our regular guests, Daniel, he emailed me last week after I'm just like, hey, send an email. And so we were chatting about kind of I mentioned my significant sexy films from the 90s that I was just like the ones that I watched over and over again. So one of them was Cruel Intentions.
Classic.
Another one was Threesome. I don't know if you're familiar with this one. Threesome is about a threesome with two guys and a girl, and and it's like it's like a love triangle where the girl likes the gay guy likes the other guy, and then the straight guy likes the girl. And they end up having a threesome, which is why it's called
As
threesome.
You would.
Like, so that was what I watched a bunch of times, and I have both of those on DVD. But the other one was Wild Things, which I didn't already have a copy of. And I'm like, you know what? I should probably rectify that. So I ordered that one as well. And then I also ordered the final season of The Practice, which is a legal drama that I used to watch with my mum. And I don't remember if I actually watched the final season or not. But what I remember about it, or knowing about it, whether or not I watched it is another thing, is that James Spader was in that season as his character Alan Shaw, who he then reprised in Boston Legal, which was a spin-off series from The Practice. And I was like, I loved Boston Legal because of James Spader. Like, that's the show that made me like, adore James Spader. And I was like, you know what? I don't remember if I watched that final season of The Practice. And so now I want to see those episodes again, or for the first time, as my introduction to that amazing Boston Legal series that I loved so much. So that was my other stuff from this week.
Busy.
Yeah, that's right. Now, whether I'll have the time to watch all of these stuff, but I have a bunch of other things checked out from the library, because I did request things that you guys recommended last week. They've not arrived yet. But Wolf is on its way, and what was the other one? Hang on, let me check my notes here. Crash. Yeah, so that one's also either on its way or ready for me to pick up.
1996 with James Spader.
It is. Yes, that is the version that I ordered, and I can't remember if it's on its way to me or if it's already ready for me to collect. But I just went to the library yesterday to pick up five movies, I think, that I had also requested, including a couple of Sharad's favorite rom-coms that I hadn't seen in a long time. So I watched 3 to Tango today, and I had completely forgotten the plot of that. So rewatching, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, but also it's very 90s.
Very 90s.
There's definitely some stuff in there. I was like, I don't know if this would be made the same way today.
No way.
And 50 First Dates with the other one that I picked up that you'd
it's a great movie
mentioned.
Yeah.
So I need to rewatch that one. This is one of the reasons I was not dressed earlier. After I watched 3 to Tango, I watched The Singing Nun for the very first time, which I think I mentioned previously that the reason I requested that was because the song Dominique in it was the song that I was named after.
Oh,
in a way.
Really? Okay.
So yeah, that was an experience watching that, and very Catholic. But I was kind of surprised, like, because I was familiar with the song from The Simpsons, I was expecting the scene to be similar to how it is in The Simpsons. But in The Simpsons, they actually merged two different scenes from The Singing Nun to play it out. So yeah.
Isn't the male lead in that? Didn't he play Khan in Star Trek?
I have no idea. I didn't even look up what his name was. The only name that I recognized was Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, Debbie Reynolds.
Mm.
Princess Leia's mom.
Mm.
I saw a very interesting movie this past week called The Rule of Ginny Pin. Has anyone heard of it? Is anyone
No.
familiar with it? It's a film. It's a New Zealand film, or film made in and by the Kiwi people. It is Jeffrey Rush and shoot, why can't I think of his name? Harry and the Hendersons.
John Lithgow?
Thank you. It's Jeffrey Rush and John Lithgow. They play two aging gentlemen in an assisted living home. And at night, when everyone goes to bed, John Lithgow goes around in the middle of the night and terrorizes all the rest of the people there. And none of the staff, the working staff, believe the residents. They just think that John Lithgow's a sweet, crazy old codger.
Which he is.
Which he is. Just like Brazos. But he's not that old. But yeah, it's like, it gets weird. It's marketed as a horror film. A horror film it is not. But it's really good. It's creepy AF.
What's it called again?
The Rule of Ginny Pin. So Ginny Pin is this it's like this baby doll that's missing eyes. And John Lithgow like wears this Ginny Pin doll on his hand, which kind of again makes everyone think that he's just like just a strange guy who's just kind of lost it, and just a really sweet old man. And he uses this doll, like the doll named Ginny Pin is the one who's in charge of the whole assisted living place. And he does this really weird thing where like he lords over people's beds at 3:00 in the morning, and he says, "Who rules?" And the correct response is Ginny Pin. And then he like flips the back of the dress up and then forces the residents as they're laying in bed to lick the back of his hand. And he says, "Now lick her asshole." And they have to like, well, it's so gross. It's so weird, but it's
hilarious.
Really good movie. It's a really good movie. I really liked it.
Okay.
The Rule of Ginny Pin.
Wow. Okay, so I do actually have a question to get us started based on this conversation that I had over email that when I was talking about Wild Things. My brother actually owned a DVD copy of Wild Things.
I bet he did. Yeah.
It is it is not one of the DVDs that he gave me some of his DVDs from his collection when he was getting rid of his stuff, but that was not one that he donated to me. And so as I was talking about this, I was like, I never watched the film with my brother because awkward, right? Like, and so the question came up is that what are some films that you would never watch with a family member?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Really?
Oh, why?
Well, the question specifically states a family member. I mean, that's kind of a wide definition.
Yeah.
But I'm using my mother as the definition. Sure. I would not watch that movie with my mom because I've kind of gotten over the being uncomfortable watching graphic stuff with people. But I know that my mom, like, that movie is beyond graphic, both in tone, subject matter. cursing, and then it's not just nudity, but it's like graphic sexual, like it's graphic,
Stuff.
yeah, sexuality. So that's the kind of stuff that would make my mother so fiercely uncomfortable. Yeah, it would just make her so uncomfortable. But I'm kind of past the point of being uncomfortable. I think watching content
sexy stuff with
yeah,
family members otherwise.
yeah, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, I think because we've all gotten to that point in our lives where we're just like, right? So,
Like, you kind of accept that, like, everyone has a sex drive. Almost everyone has a sex drive. And it's all on a spectrum. It's all on a range. We're not all like 100% go all the time, but we're also like, I don't know, like there's a whole spectrum to like libido.
Do you
And
think you feel differently if you had kids though, and it was a question of whether or not you should watch something like that with kids?
oh no.
Or
So
but older kids, obviously, you're not going
100%.
to
Like,
show it to an underage one.
still, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable by that, but I also understand that there's an appropriateness, a level of like, you shouldn't be introducing your kids to like that level of graphic sexuality at various ages, you know?
very true.
So you're the same, Sharad. You don't have anything that you wouldn't feel comfortable watching with a family member?
Well, I mean, see, see, this is weird because with when my mom was around, we were quite mature. I mean, mature. Like we laugh about it, but I think with my dad, that would get weird because my dad he doesn't hide his actress crushes very easily. For example, if I was watching, this is years ago, mind you, years ago. I was watching Tomb Raider on the TV, and I was just like, whatever, just watching it. And
Which
Dad just cut
version?
the first one, the first one.
Okay, Angelina
Uh,
Jolie.
yeah. And that's the thing. I remember Dad just kind of walked past and he did a double take, and he just walked in and he just sat down next to me and he was just eating his biscuits and he was like, Angelina Jolie. I'm done. Thank you. I'm done. So,
That's
yeah.
really funny.
No, I mean it's awkward, at least to some extent, to know like your parents' attractions.
Yeah, not my cup of tea, really.
In that same vein, it's no secret, I've told this many times. I grew up in a very religious household, and like PG-13 movies were not allowed because the Mormon Church had uh, I don't know. There was kind of like this renaissance in the early to mid '90s um, of like reestablishing boundaries and like what's okay and what isn't okay and all this stuff, right? So all the evils of the world coming to get you, right? They're coming to get you, Barbara. So thank you. So in the 90s, there was this big push in the Mormon church that like no more PG-13. Like we don't watch PG-13. That's not what we do, right? And my parents took that very, very seriously. So the movie Congo had recently come out, and it's rated PG-13, and I wanted to see it so bad. Like I believe it was the next Michael Crichton book turned into a movie right after Jurassic Park, which is my favorite movie of all time, right? So I was like, please, we just please come. My parents were like, fine, we'll watch it begrudgingly, right? So I knew that they weren't already into it and they were just looking for a reason to like, all right, we're not into this. This is dumb. We're turning it off, right? And that never happened. But there was this one part in the movie, and it's so innocuous, but one of the main characters is yelling at one of the other characters, and he's like, "Not on my fucking watch," or something like that. But he dropped the F-bomb. And I had no idea that was going to happen. And this red hot, sick feeling, just like embarrassment and nausea, just like overwhelmed me. And all of my focus and attention was on my parents. Oh, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? How are they going to react? I'm in so much trouble. Oh no, we're going to turn it off. And like, I must have missed like 20 minutes of the movie because I was so on my parents. But like, they never turned it off. They never said anything about it. It was just a thing that happened, and like they didn't acknowledge it, and off we went. But I will never forget that experience where I was so embarrassed and just sickened that I was the one who advocated for this film.
This reminds me of so being a mother of children. I've I instilled don't use swear words to them from a young age, and I remember at one point I wandered in to their room, and it might have been. I think it might have been my son, but it could have been my daughter. I don't remember which. But they had a YouTube video on, and there was a lot of swearing in it. And they were like a similar kind of reaction, terrified about like how I was going to react. They were watching videos with swear words in it. And my reaction was more like, it's fine as long as you know not to use those words in front of other people. Like, I'm not gonna, gonna tell you to stop watching this stuff or whatever. Like, you know what the circumstances are, the rules. Just don't use language like that. And they've probably heard me, once or twice drop an F-bomb or an S word. At some point. But yeah, I mean, then when you're older, then it's fine. But this is when they were.
So maybe this is maybe I'm just too liberal and off my rocker and whatever. But I feel like, especially in America, because America is a puritanical society where like everything is strict and rigid and don't you dare until you're 21, but don't you dare. So like I kind of feel like there is a place for this stuff for kids as they're growing up, and it shouldn't be mysterious, it shouldn't be forbidden kind of thing. And I feel like, especially with cursing and language, I feel like kids need to be taught how to use foul language, and that it can be appropriate in certain settings, and allow for a space to properly just make an outlet for them, that it's in like a safe kind of harboring environment, and teach them like, this is how you use these words. Like, you can use it in the sense of like as like an adjective, like I don't fucking care, or like as an adverb, right? It doesn't fucking matter, whatever. But as soon as you turn those words into weapons, that's when it becomes extraordinarily dangerous and problematic and hurtful.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents. That's just how I see the world, but maybe
I feel like they've, curse words or swear words, however you want to refer to those terms, are not as profane as what they used to be. They're not seen as scary and unmentionable as what they used to be.
right.
So
yeah, because I mean nowadays they're almost like a term of endearment, aren't they?
The C word is in Australia.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, we call them like, your see you next Tuesday is probably like, that's how we say it. It's like, it's almost like it's no different than calling someone bruh, So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, like for example, when I was in Middlesbrough in England, we all had nicknames in our group. One of our guys, we called him a "See You Next Tuesday." That was his name. Even the girls called him that. But it wasn't to denigrate him, because it was just like, it was a term of affection,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So it was
It's
okay.
the term of affection in endearment that only that group gets to use. If there's an outsider who calls him that, like if there's an outsider
No
that
mas.
sees you calling him that, and then they decide to take it on, that's not okay.
No mas. No mas.
Yeah. There's certain ways that it's appropriate and other ways that it's not. I went to see Ali Wong perform 2 nights ago, and so this is a work in progress show. She's just figuring out her next show kind of thing. So the audience, she's like asking the audience, you can ask whatever questions you want and I'll answer them. So it was like part stand-up, part Q&A kind of thing. Like all of her answers were hilarious, but one of the people asked her about something to do with her daughters, and she had mentioned that I think it was her older one, had used the word bitch, and she was like, I'm gonna have to teach you in what context it is appropriate to use that word and when which it's not, because she had not used it in the appropriate way. So that was kind of fun to experience or hear about that.
So you guys both know that I have an improv television show on
Do you?
streaming network. I do. I do. So we had our second episode last night, and during the show, and I try to brand this as like a family friendly show, something you can watch with your kids. Kids, you can watch it with your parents. We try to keep it clean so that create that family environment, right? Which is kind of a rare thing in comedy these days, right? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we've had one of those since the original, original Whose Line Is It Anyways, have we?
Yeah, I don't think so. And so because it's a live stream, like the episode is initially aired live, and then we can edit it and then upload it for on demand. But because it airs live, there were 2 times that somebody dropped the bitch, and I was like, oh no. And then another time I was playing a statue in a museum that was being dusted, and then I just turned to the guy dusting me and I said, wake up. And he goes, what the fuck? Because that was his knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
It's so that kind of became a bit that we kept throwing him under the bus for throughout the rest of the show. It was really fun.
And just say WTF.
Oh, yeah,
WTF. Say it that way.
Yeah.
Just bro, you're gonna get us taken off the air, man. We're gonna go down because of you, bro.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Oh, that's good.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I mean, this is why I try not to worry about it with these live streams. I'm like, this show is not marketed to kids, so hopefully they're not watching this. And because I don't want to feel like we have to be restricted with what language we use, even though we've clearly been spelling out things.
The bitch word?
Yeah.
And the ASF word? And the DMN word?
See you next Tuesday.
Well, at least they're spelling it right. Like some people nowadays, whenever they spell it BISH, and I'm just like, no, bro. No.
What?
Yeah.
No, but I think that's supposed to have the certain affectation attached to it.
Does it?
Like, hey, Bish.
Maybe.
I think it's supposed to have that attitude flavor in it.
Okay.
Bitch.
I don't know. I mean, I don't hear people saying it that way at all. So it was like, this is all news to me. I'm like, I'm 41 years old. I'm like, there's stuff that I don't know that the youngins are saying these days.
You're not down with the kids?
I'm not. There's just, you can teach me stuff or I'll just be oblivious. I don't talk to enough Gen Zs and younger.
You have 2 of them living with you.
No, my son is Gen Alpha.
Well, that's disappointing.
My daughter is Gen Z though, but they don't like stay up to, scratch, or they don't follow a lot of social media trends and stuff as far
Did
as
you
I
just
know.
say they don't get up to scratch?
I don't know what I was saying.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Up to par. I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. It was like,
Oh, that's even worse.
I don't know. Sometimes words fall out of my mouth and I don't know what I'm actually saying. Like in that one scene in
She's
Tango
used to
that I
things
watched
going
today.
into her mouth other than falling out. So yeah.
No, it's like that one. that one scene in Three to Tango that I watched today where Matthew Perry accidentally says the word penis in a sentence. He's talking to a footballer. That he'd heard about having a large member, and so he just dropped the word in the middle of a sentence because it was on his mind.
Boom.
As you do. Mm-hmm.
The garden hose.
The third leg.
All of those magical terms that you can use.
The one-eyed monster. Yep, tripod, classic. The giant magic beanstalk.
Wow. Wow. Okay, well, this is a great question. What is the weirdest name that you have heard someone use to refer to either yours or somebody else's member?
Well, see, that's the thing, because if it's with someone else, they'll probably give it a very unique pet name. It's not something that can be generalized, per se.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, what's the weirdest name that you've heard someone use for their or somebody else's member?
There was one girl I was with. She called hers Miss Midnight. I'm like, why do you call it at midnight? Because like she gets hungry around midnight, and I was like, all right, fair. So. Yeah.
I've always found it such an odd thing that people name their genitalia. Like,
why?
It's such a strange concept to me. Of like, my name is Mike. I have an identity. I am a person with thoughts and feelings, and I understand that like this little piece of plastic, even though it doesn't look like Wonder Woman, it still resembles a character. Like you can, I don't know. I just feel weird like referring to genitalia as an entity.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that you haven't heard somebody else use a funny name.
That's true. I'm just commenting on the practice. I just think it's a strange practice.
Fair. So
I think you should call yours Reggie.
Why?
Why not? Or Sir Reginald.
Sir Reginald.
Yeah.
So you can stand at attention, Sir Reginald.
Wow. I think there was a time that I referred to my ex-husband's member as Little and his first name, which I won't use because I'm not using his name. But this is silly me in my 20s. I used to do this thing where I would like play with it and get it to move so it looked like it was talking. And I would voice it.
Yep.
That's good.
That's good.
I'm like, it's such a silly thing to do. I don't think I would do it these days, but in my 20s, that was just so fun.
Have you guys seen the movie on Hulu? Or it's a television series on Hulu. Came out like 2 years ago called Pam and Tommy. It's about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee.
No.
It stars Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee. And I believe it's in the second episode. I think it's in episode 2. There's this moment where Tommy Lee is giving himself a pep talk to get himself hard. And he's standing looking at himself in front of the mirror naked, completely naked. And they animate his penis so that the dick hole speaks and he's having a conversation with his penis, and it's just like looking up, moving around, talking, and he's responding to it, just like, and it's such a bizarre moment because nothing like that, like,
Happens
cerebral.
again.
Yeah, it doesn't ever happen again. It's just this
Wow.
one scene in this show, and I was like, "What is happening right now?"
Well, I mean, from what I understand from past history, and obviously with the leaked tapes and everything, there was a few jokes at some comedy roast that Tommy Lee, he's packing heat. So who knows? That's probably why it was talking to him, allegedly.
Sure. No, it was bizarre. It was really funny.
Sometimes it's just fun. Look, it does look like it could be a mouth when you move it.
It does.
It's funny. Oh my
I think
goodness.
that's the best time to laugh, honestly, is during sexy time.
Mm.
It's just so.
As long as you're with someone that has a sense of humor. My ex-husband, I mean, those early days was fine, but like as the years went on, he did not have a sense of humor in the bedroom. So yeah, that was something I missed. But yeah.
Man.
I mean, that's the only time to have one. I mean, like, if like, it said that, like, that someone said something to me the other day, which kind of I couldn't stop laughing. If you can make them cheeks laugh, or like laugh and cheek, you can clap their other cheeks or something like that. I don't know, and that made me laugh.
That's really funny.
I just think that, like, if you're in that kind of state, and I mean, queefing is such a common thing in the bedroom. So if you can't laugh during those moments, then you're with the wrong partner.
I agree.
Concur.
People, I mean, like, look, I get it. Everyone has their things that they're into. Some people, it's like beauty and fashion is more important to them, and keeping up that appearance, like that Instagram influencer appearance, and like carrying that through into their personal life and into the bedroom, and like just prim and proper and like everything. Like, I get that that's what some people it's important to them, but I can't for the life of me get on board with it. I can't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I think it's a fool's errand that people take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Just, we have gross meat puppets that we live inside, and they're rotting and decaying every single day. So embrace it and just let it happen. And you don't have to be gross about it, but also, like, we're gross. Embrace it.
we're gross.
I do
No,
have.
I mean,
I do admit that there is
Go ahead.
something that I always do that, and I can't resist it. Like, every time I'm with a female friend, and these are just my friends, mind you, I will like sneak up behind them and I'll just put my finger nearby their nose like this, and that freaks them out. I'm just like, so yeah, that's just me. So
It's fun. I just
hey, Timmy's in the audience.
Timmy's
I just
here.
Hey, Timmy.
bring up his hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Timmy.
La la la.
That's Mike's penis, by the way. So
Oh my goodness.
Seinfeld, where Jerry and George had this inside joke that their belly buttons spoke like this, and whatever. It was like almost like your belly button wore a top hat and a monocle.
that's awesome.
And when they would greet each other, they'd say, "Hello, la la la."
I mean, that is another hole that you can make, look like it's talking. And at least that one you can use in front of more than just one person in the bedroom.
Very true.
Hello. How's everybody doing? Munch, munch.
Why does your belly button sound like Yoda?
Well, Yoda used to be his mentor.
It's
Yeah.
Jedi. I get you.
Yeah, it's Jedi
Jedi belly.
Jedi button.
Yeah, Jedi button.
Yeah, Jedi Master Button.
Yeah. Ooh.
Timmy says episode 17 already. Wow. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How is it 17? Because we started this, I think November might have been the first episode.
Really?
November or December. November or early December. Yeah. It's been a
Look at us now.
while. Yeah.
Look at us now, Mom.
Timmy's laughing. I hope that laughing is at the belly button talking stuff.
I thought that's what originally was in reference. Episode 17. Wow, you got it. Only took 17 episodes to go off the rails.
Yeah.
It only took 17
okay.
His flesh.
Yeah, I've not shown my belly button flesh. The closest I've gotten was when that one episode where I had that low cleavage top that I was wearing, and I've since gone back to this one. It was I think it might have still been. It might have been in the teens already. I don't remember. Or
I don't know.
Look, it's been a while. It has been a while.
It's been a while. There you go. Arr, arr.
I just know that I went back to my original angel dress that I was, wearing for a while. Jimmy says that I'll make it to episode 100 in no time. If we do, yeah. Because I do like one episode a week usually. 100 episodes is almost 2 years, so it'll be a little while. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I'm even still here in California by then. I've been debating whether or not I want to relocate. Actually,
where are you in that? Like, what's your thought process?
Of how to do it or what?
No, like of wanting to go. Like, how far into the thought process are you?
Well, today my research was, let's see what the requirements are for Malaysia, my second home again, to see if that's a potential viable path for me. Because, yeah, I know I've not lived in Malaysia for over 10 years now, but there's still, I left a piece of my heart back there, regardless of, the fact that I have an ex who lives there. That's not part of the equation for me. Like that, it felt like home to me when I, in the last few months that I was living there in particular. And so, over the years, there's always been a part of me that's wanted to go back. So just with Trump not following court orders, and then this seemingly there's no retaliation or no way to hold him accountable for things that he's trying to do illegally. I'm scared of staying here and what can potentially happen, right? And so yeah, it's me trying to kind of weigh up what my options are. I know technically it would probably be easier for me to go back to Australia because I have citizenship there, but Malaysia is so much cheaper than Australia. And if we're talking about in terms of what I can afford to do and speediness of process, the requirements for Malaysia, my second home now, if you're not familiar with this program, it's a program that's set up so that foreigners can have a semi-easy path to living in Malaysia. And during the pandemic, the requirements, I think, were like way more stringent and harder to get to. But as I discovered today, they've become a lot more lenient as of sometime last year. And so now the cheapest and easiest way to get into Malaysia on the Malaysia My Second Home program is deposit $150,000 into a Malaysian bank account for the period that you're there for. After a year, you can use up to 50% of that for various expenses. You do have to buy property there, and the cheapest property that you could buy is I think 600,000 ringgit, which is 150,000 US dollars, which is like,
we're looking at 300 grand.
Yeah, but I mean, the places that I would want to live, I think the minimum is 1 million ringgit, which is still only 250,000 US dollars.
Right.
So it is genuinely feasible for me to do that just by selling my house here. Yeah. Although I'm kind of on the fence about, like, do I want to sell my house, or could I potentially keep it and rent it out, get a mortgage on it? Because right now, I mean, I have technically kind of a mortgage in the money that I owe my ex-husband, but I don't have a mortgage with a bank. So could I get a partial mortgage on it to cover what it would cost to do the Malaysia stuff, and rent it out, which will help pay for the mortgage and living expenses and who knows what else, so that I can. It just seems like, but I don't know if I would be able to get a mortgage on that, because I'm currently unemployed and they usually want to know that you have a job to get a mortgage. So it's like, I don't know if that's an option, or if like selling is my only option.
Well, I mean, like, couldn't you presumably, like, start your own LLC maybe and just say that you're an entrepreneur?
They still want to see, like, if you are an entrepreneur, they want to see your business income and expenses for the last 2 years. So that's not really no, I can't do that. So yeah.
So what are you thinking then? So what, I mean, are you going to potentially just get like a part-time or something short-term at least, so you can put it down on paper?
My next step now, or that I'm considering, is just reaching out to a real estate agent and seeing how much would I get if I did sell, because I can go to Zillow, but Zillow I don't think is a good example of how much my house is actually worth, because it shot up to like 1.5 million on Zillow during the pandemic. I'm like, no way. Absolutely not. And that's not what it is right now. I think on Zillow it's around 1 million or 1.1 million on Zillow. I'm like, I still think that's too high for what I would actually get for it right now. So I have a real estate agent to do an evaluation for me in terms of how much I could get if I sold, and also to see how much I could get if I rented it out, to see if that's an option for me. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with what I should be doing next, because if that's not a feasible thing, then my ideas about what I want to do is potentially moot.
Well, I mean, if you could rent it out, how much do you think you could charge monthly for it?
Oh, at least $5,000.
Oh, that'll do. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously, we're looking at a long-term thing if you do decide to rent it, but at least, like, that's a nice nest egg for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, $5,000 is what, like 20,000 ringgit a month. So, I mean, it would easily cover the expenses that I had, I would think. But yeah, I'm more in the brainstorming stage of whether or not it's something that is a good thing or not right now. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I mean, as you said, I think in terms of the pandemic, the worst is behind us, isn't it? So I think you should be okay.
Yeah. There's my question about selling versus renting is more about not being able to predict the political climate, right, going forward. Like if this country goes into full-blown full-blown fascism and authoritarianism, then maybe I won't want to come back. Maybe the property value will shrink enormously, so it's not even worth half of what it's worth right now. Like, I don't know. What if we go to war with
anyone, everyone?
Is my internet cutting out?
No, you're fine.
Okay. What if what I was going to say?
What if what if
what if we go to war with Canada or China or something, and then California gets bombed? Like these are the kinds of existential questions I'm having in my brain right now, and is a big part of my debate on whether or not I should stay.
Well, I mean, that's quite funny because you're thinking about leaving, but I'm thinking about going. So we're both at the opposite thing. I mean, it just depends really, in terms of what you want to do and how happy you think you'll be. So if you're going to be happy here, do your best to come here whenever you can.
Yeah. It's more like, I mean, I don't know about my kids right now with this stuff, as well. Because they have said that they would prefer to stay, but I haven't talked to them recently, given the political stuff that has been happening.
I mean, have they been to Malaysia before?
I mean, my son was born in Malaysia. So yes, my daughter was had her second birthday in Malaysia just not long after we moved there. So,
but as you said, they're both still very young, so I think maybe it'll, I don't know. It's something that you guys need to work out.
Next question. Sorry,
next question. We have sorry, I missed this comment from. Sorry,
I had to pop out of the room. Brazos was chewing on cords and cables again, and then I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm very allergic to cats, and that is living without cats is not something that I am willing to do. So when my allergies start kicking up, my lips swell. So I have that allergic reaction in my lips. So I had to go take some nasal spray to calm my lips down.
Well, I mean, put it this way: at least this way you get 24/7 duck face, don't you? Just.
Look at Sharad trying to look on the bright
side
of the situation.
It's true.
Glass half full, glass, so.
You have a little botulism in a can, I'll just stick it right into my face.
Timmy left us a couple of comments. This one was from a while back, but he said he just started using StreamYard on his stream and he loved using it. I am familiar with StreamYard because that's the platform that some of my Malaysian friends were using when they started streaming during the pandemic. I didn't bother to try it out. I don't even remember how I came across Restream for this. Honestly, I don't.
It's a really nice interface.
StreamYard?
I'm also curious, Timmy, what is your stream? What is your YouTube channel?
He streams Lego building stuff.
So you two are gonna be best friends.
Yeah, he joined. Well, that's why he started joining my streams, is when I was doing the Lego building before. Yeah. He also says Canada is so small, there's not a chance they will ever try to bomb us.
Never say never.
It's not.
Never say never.
Okay, Canada is not actually that small. It's about the same size as the United States.
But the population
for starters. But population-wise, sure. But I mean, Canada. It seems like Canada is afraid of us going to war with them rather than them wanting to attack us. So it wouldn't be a case of them starting anything as it would be us, because Trump has said that he wants Canada to be a 51st state. And yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go into detail about that stuff.
Say, we're towing the line, you guys.
I have a lot of kids. Yeah.
Next question.
So, I was just talking about it in terms of why I'm considering relocating.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want to go into the details of all of that stuff. Next question. Do we want to have a question card?
Sure.
Something from our decks. Let's go with our skip the small talk.
Let's jump right into it. Do it.
Because it's been a while since I've grabbed one from this deck.
That's what she said.
Yeah, very much so what she said.
I'm like, is there a yellow line on the corner of all of these cards, or if I got a weird thing in my eyes right now?
Honestly, it's your eyes. Yeah.
I think maybe it's just the way that it's reflected. No, it looks like it's on the cards. I hope it's on the cards and not my eyes doing stupid stuff. Otherwise, maybe that's another sign that I have cancer.
Hold it up. Let us see.
Show us.
What is this yellow line you speak of?
I don't know if it'll show up on there. The corners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You mean right in the middle?
It's got yellow lines?
No, it's yeah.
The side and the side.
Not really.
Can you kind of swivel it?
The lights are...
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I can see
thank
it.
Goodness. I was worried it was another sign that I might have cancer.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I swear to God, I'm just like...
There's a Jeff Foxworthy rabbit hole that we can go down of, you might have cancer if...
Look, I've talked about how my mum passed away of pancreatic cancer. So this particular cancer is also that my doctor mentioned is also a digestive system cancer. So knowing that was a potential kind of thing like that, and that my mum died of pancreatic cancer at 50, I have slightly heightened senses about that kind of thing.
Sure.
Well, if every time you bend over to touch your toes and you sneeze, you might have a cancer.
Oh my goodness. Is that a real thing?
I'm just going to keep making Jeff Foxworthy jokes.
Timmy responded to Mike. Started using StreamYard because I wanted to collaborate with other Lego YouTubers. Smart. And he had so much fun tonight on the stream. That's awesome.
It's always great when you have a good night doing the things that you love. How fucking rewarding is that?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Oh, this is a good question. There's two questions on this, so I will ask the first one first, and then we'll move on to the second one afterwards. So, do you consider yourself a people pleaser?
100%.
You want to elaborate?
I mean, I'm a people pleaser.
In what ways do you participate in people pleasing?
Well,
let's make it a
let's just say that his wife's a very, very happy woman. So
participation in people pleasing.
Well, it all starts here.
The armpit.
No, I mean, I want people to like me. I'm just I'm insecure about people not liking me, so I want people to like me. Whatever forms that takes, saying things that people want to hear. I don't know, just doing things that put joy into others. I like making other people happy. That's what gets me off.
What about you, Sharad?
Yeah, I mean, like this one's tricky because when I was a teenager and a young adult, it drove me nuts about how much I wanted to be liked. And for example, even if people I didn't particularly care for, or if I didn't know, didn't seem to like me, it really bothered me. And I was like, why like me? Why won't you like me? But like the older I've gotten, and obviously after my my bouts with illness, the less F's I've actually given, and it's almost become like a badge of honor where if I kind of irritate someone, I'm just like, yes. So it comes and it goes. What about yourself?
I consider myself now. Oh wait, Timmy's going to bed, so he's saying good night.
Hey,
Good night, Timmy.
Timmy.
Thanks for joining us. South Park. Such an obvious reference.
What was
Timmy from South Park.
I never watched South Park.
Oh, because your parents wouldn't have allowed you to. That was one of the shows that my mum banned us from watching, but she couldn't stop me from watching it because I would set my VCR to record it and then watch it the next day when I got home from school and she was still at work.
Beavis and Butthead. I always that was forbidden from our house, but I always snuck upstairs to go watch it.
The MTV generation when MTV used to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So my answer to this question: do I consider myself a people pleaser? I now consider myself a recovering people pleaser. I like that term because it shows that yes, I used to try and do more to please others. I don't think I was as much of a people pleaser as what some people who are people pleasers are like, but there've definitely been situations where I'm just like, I just gotta do these things to make sure people like me. And now it's like, if somebody asks me to do something, I'm not gonna automatically say yes. I'm just gonna be like, how much do I feel like I want to do this?
Let me weigh the pros and cons of this.
Yeah. Is this actually something I feel like doing? Because I feel like I am more inclined to do things for people when I'm not actually asked to do them. When I offer it instead, because it feels more genuine and authentic that way, rather than having someone say, "Hey, can you donate some money to me for this thing?" I'm like, no.
Absolutely not.
That's how I feel about the New York City Blood Bank. They call me 3 to 4 times a day, hey, don't forget to donate because we're short on blood. And I'm like, I get it, but being that you're so neat, you're being so thirsty right now.
Obnoxious,
yeah. I'm not gonna give you my blood because you're being annoying.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's a terrible attitude to have, and I get it. It's something I need to get over because it really is a very serious thing. But
I mean, I should probably get over not being an organ donor because I know that's a thing. But I don't know what it is about. What do I care? I'm gonna be if I'm dead, right? What does it matter? Especially if I want to be cremated. It's not it's gonna stay and rotting in the ground. They're not gonna go to any use if they're just burnt anyway. So it's probably there's something about I don't know, the idea of being cut open after I'm dead. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So,
but the comment being cut open after you're dead reminds me of this. It's a horror film called The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yes,
Have
mate.
you ever seen it?
Yeah.
It is so good. It's so good.
Really
I'm not going to tell you anything about it. except it's got Emil Hirsch. I know we all have weird feelings about Emil Hirsch, but it's Emil Hirsch and Brian Cox. They play father and son morticians, and they get a Jane Doe body to come in, and they have to do an autopsy on it, and all kinds of weird stuff starts happening. And
Hijinks ensue.
that's all I'm going to say.
All right,
It's so good.
I have written it down. I will, if it's not streaming, I will see if
think
it's
it
available
is.
from my
It's on
library.
Shudder. If you have Shudder,
Is it something you have to
Yeah.
pay for?
hold on.
Because I do not have that.
Keep on talking. I'm
Maybe I
going to look it up.
should-
Oh, never mind, guys. It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Oh, Netflix in Malaysia doesn't necessarily have the same stuff as Netflix in
Fair.
I'm looking it up.
in the US. The
Yeah.
But my first go-to is usually to actually, I think all the ones that we mentioned last week I searched for on Google, and Google tells you what streaming platforms something is on, and none of them were on. It's not on Netflix in the US. Google will tell you what streaming platforms that movies are on in the search results, so you can easily check. It's like, oh, I can just watch it on this platform. Something came up in the results of Netflix that reminded me, oh yeah, I watched The Big Sick this past week as well, which Mike, I think it was you that mentioned it on the
Yes.
rom-com stream. Is something I should check out. So
Autopsy of Jane Doe is streaming for free on the CW app.
Ooh.
oh wow, I do have that. So that's good to know.
Oh man, the Big
right.
Sick's only on Prime for me. Boo.
Well, that's because it was produced by Amazon, probably.
Yeah, sure.
See if Amazon will give you a free trial. It keeps wanting to give me free trials when I order stuff, and then I'm like, not today, because I'm like, I don't need the speedy postage, and I want to wait and subscribe when I actually have the time to watch some things that I want to watch. So I just be patient and wait.
But also, this is why you need to have approximately 500 separate email addresses.
Very true.
Well, I did create that new one so that I could put it on my channel recently. So there's the thing. I just like still keeping the same email address for my accounts so that it keeps my record of the things that I've watched. Though, so that's my problem. Like, I need to keep all my records together.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm a data person.
You're a data hoarder. Yeah.
Exactly. No. Well, because I did, I studied data analytics during the pandemic, so I was like, I gotta have all this data together.
Gotta collect them all.
Care about this data science. Gotta do the data science. Yeah. We finished with that question.
Yeah.
People pleasing. So. Yep. Okay. The second question on this card is, what helps you stay grounded in prioritizing your own values and needs? This is a great question.
What helps you stay grounded? Prioritizing.
Because I feel like we see so many people in the media that they're willing to change their values
on a dime, aren't they?
On a whim. Yeah, right? And it seems to be kind of rare these days for people to stick with those values and needs.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about celebrities, I think in some ways cancel culture it went into overdrive at one point, and then with the emergence of the Orange King, it kind of went the other way, right? So it really does depend. I think with people now, they're almost as well, they're unsure cancel culture and what have you. So that bit's tricky. I don't think the answer's anything, but
I don't know. I've always
you
kind of
stay
been one of
grounded.
those people that, and honestly, maybe this is my religious upbringing. Maybe that's where a lot of this stems from. But I've just always kind of been one of those people that I have a resolve, and this is my resolve. And opinions change, and that's fine. But I don't know. My resolve has always just kind of been there.
I think as well, like, staying grounded is very, very tricky because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, a year from now, and you have to be humble. I think because as we mentioned, things do switch on a dime, don't they?
Yeah, but what is it that keeps you grounded? I don't know. Kim keeps me grounded.
I think for me, it's my personal integrity of like my own judgment of myself. If I like do something that goes against my values, then it will eat at me internally. So I think for me, it's an internal thing. And I don't know that I could pinpoint a specific thing with that, but I've talked about this kind of a little bit before. One of my biggest values is honesty. So even in times where I could get away with being dishonest or even just lying by omission, which I have done sometimes. It just depends on the extent of the lie of how guilty I feel about it. But I might be silent or for a while, but it will eat at me. So I'm just like, I can't stay silent about this.
It's your Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
It's my conscience. I'll be your conscience on your shoulder.
Yeah, but instead of Jiminy Cricket, I think your one's just being like, tell the truth or I'm going to hurt you. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't think I would suffer like drastically in that kind of way. It's more, I mean, maybe it's the, this idea that I've had about how if you keep your feelings inside you and you don't speak up, then it can cause like medical issues, cancer, that sort of thing. And so in that sense, maybe if I'm it would eat at me that way. But otherwise, this is another reason why I'm like, but is it cancer? But is it cancer? Because there have been times, there have been a lot of things that I've kept to myself, and I'm trying to be more open and speak about it now, but maybe all those years that I didn't have caught up to me.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. My initial instinct was to think, oh no, it's fine. This is probably normal for this particular circumstance. And it was like, so I first noticed the symptom in the morning and thought it's probably fine, nothing to worry about. But then by the evening, I was like, but maybe I should email my doctor just in case.
Well, put it this way, there's no harm in doing that. Like, I don't think anyone's ever said, like,
no, exactly.
You're going to make yourself worse by contacting your GP. So, yeah, fair enough.
Right. No, exactly. And, you hear about all these stories about people who, they think it's nothing, so they don't talk to their doctor about it. And then it turns out that they wait too long and it was too late. So, preventative measures early on is better than thinking it's fine.
It's actually really interesting you mentioned that, because I was thinking this a few years ago, but now that it's triggering a memory, a lot of people when I was going through my recovery process, a lot of people and doctors actually admit it can be a lot of times in your head, in the sense that if you feel sick, your body will feel sick, and you might manifest it. So, like, I mean, it can be as little as, oh, I've got a headache. No, I'm fine, and your body kind of subconsciously powers through. But then, if your mind's saying, "Oh, I feel ill," there's a very high likelihood that your body itself will. Not to say that you have that.
No. I just thought of another thing that could have been a potential related symptom a couple of weeks back that maybe I should have mentioned to my doctor as well, but didn't think anything of at the time. Anyway, I vomited the other week, and I'm like, this is weird. And I thought it was just because I was wearing tight pants. But like, that was abnormal for me. Like, what is going on here? This is, anyway.
Well, I mean, like this, where like I remember there was one day a few months ago. I had a really bad day keeping my stomach down, and I thought, oh, I've got a stomach bug or whatever reason, and I went to go see my GP, and I remember they did a whole bunch of tests, and they're just like, no, you're fine. You're just having one of those days, and I was just like, just go away. So, yeah.
I think this is like guilt that I feel in a sense because, you know, when I went for a mammogram last year, we go routine mammogram is, you know, my first time. There was a part of me, because it was like, I think it was just after the election, and I was like, oh no. So there was like a part of me that was like I don't want to harm myself, but I wouldn't be sad if I got the news that I was sick and it could lead to death. So like, there's a part of me that's like, if I was thinking that before, like, could I have potentially manifested that, even though it's like, that's a horrible thing for me to have thought. So yeah, that's not a good thing.
Manifestation is a very powerful thing. I don't think I need to remind either one of you about how immense it can be, right? So, well, but I'm very glad you're here with us. So, yeah.
Right.
Same.
Well, hopefully it is not actually. I'm like, fingers crossed that it is absolutely nothing, and I am going to make a video appointment with my doctor so I can actually talk to her more rather than by email, right. Where she has a longer period that she can take to reply. Yeah. So I was going to ask a kind of follow-up to this question that we just had from the card, and because I don't think we've talked about this to any particular extent. What would you say are your core values? Oh wait, I think we have 6.
Ooh.
What is this? Ask us deep seat questions. Is it Sim?
It's me.
It's you. What is it then?
I just thought I'd make a graphic that when people find their way here.
Oh, but I think it's I have it so that only if the camera's on does it show up in the thing. Yeah, I think I can change the settings though.
I tried to have a.
No. I'll see if I can change the settings so that it will show even if the camera is off. I remember I turned it off for when I was doing my Lego streams, and I had a friend Calvin was joining, but without his video on, and it was like silly with the settings for this.
Calvin is in Calvin from KL.
Calvin from KL. Yeah.
He's a good boy. Nice guy.
Here we go. Show non-video participants. There we go. It should work. Now, if you want to bring it back in, Mike.
I'm trying. 1 second.
Slide it back in.
Sorry, I thought it was Sim because I sent him the link and said you can pop in if you're available. Because Sim was the person I messaged about should I move to Malaysia my second home. earlier today, and so we were messaging back and forth about that. Okay, here we go. The camera's still on it though.
Ooh.
You guys are looking what I'm looking at. Look at that paper shredder. Ooh.
I like your setup though. You got like something. You got your power strip there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, got our documents to be shredded. Here, let me just try one of these.
That works. But I did turn the thing so that even non-camera people can show up in the screen.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Ask us indeed. I thought it was like a deep seek AI kind of name that was coming up, so I was confused.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
That's all right. Never mind. It's all good.
All right.
Yeah. So what my question was, what do you feel like are your core values that kind of make up who you are? 2 to 3 core values that you prioritize above everything else.
Cats, candy,
Booty.
coloring, like coloring books,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and
Those are things. Those aren't values.
They sound valuable to me. So
By values, I mean like honesty, integrity,
hustle, loyalty, and respect.
oh,
yeah.
well, in that case, cats,
Coloring books. Coloring books. Yeah.
coloring books, cartoons,
Mhm.
and Cucamonga.
What is your
Cucamonga.
definition? What is your definition of Cucamonga, Michael?
My definition of Cucamonga is that it is either a country or a city or a region.
I thought it was a bird, wasn't it?
That's a kookaburra.
Well, Cowabunga, dude. I don't know. I've got no idea.
Yeah, I mean kindness. Kindness is one of my tenets. Friendliness.
What about empathy?
100%.
Mm,
I don't think you can have kindness without empathy.
fair.
I mean, these are all things that I don't think that we can all live up to 100% of the time.
Oh
Like,
no, absolutely.
Dick to people.
Well, I mean, I think 100% of anything, it's too much. Isn't it? You could say, wouldn't it be great if you were empathetic 100% of the time? But then if you, in doing so, you end up inevitably becoming a doormat. People will walk all over you.
Yeah.
So there are two sides to everything, aren't there?
So boundaries. Empathy with boundaries.
Being able to say no,
Mm-hmm.
that's always a nice one. Values. What else?
You guys, Dominica, what do you got?
Yeah, well, obviously, honesty, as I've mentioned, that's probably one of my number one. The things that I've imparting for upon what are the values that I've imparted to my children? My self-acceptance. That's a really challenging one, but it crossed my mind because my son he goes to like this summer program, and then they have like a once a month during the school year event, and this past weekend he had this event, and he had a kind of he had to do some like journaling as part of it, and the teacher in this event told him that from what his wrote about in his journal, and I won't say what he wrote because
That's
that's
for him.
it's his stuff, but his the teacher said that he has radical self-acceptance, and
Never
like,
heard that before.
That sounds like a positive thing.
it's a
Yeah.
massive compliment, because how hard is that to have radical self-acceptance? Like, he just accepts all of this stuff about himself. I'm like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And as I was driving him home afterwards, I said, I asked him, like, do you think that you get that from, the parenting that I've had? Do you think that's something that I've imparted onto you? Do you feel like that's an internal thing that you've kind of developed on your own?
I got it from Dad.
and he was like, I don't know, like maybe both of those things. So I like to think that it's at least partially due to my parental influence. I wish I had that level of radical self-acceptance when I
sure
was
it is.
a
Sure it
teenager, because it's definitely something I've wanted to. Yeah, I'm. It's one of those things that makes me proud. Like, he doesn't need me to be proud of him, because he has all of that internal acceptance on his own. But so, like,
he needs me to be proud of him.
My pride is like the cherry on top. I've actually talked to him about this. He's like, yeah, I don't need your, praise and stuff. It's more like a cherry on top when I get it. So I love that. I love that. That's something that I've kind of imparted onto him. And that he's developed on his own as well. Like, this, that's amazing. So yeah, I value self-acceptance. I do not embody it 100% of the time, for sure. But it is an ideal that I'm trying to live up to.
I think
that's all you can do.
That's really admirable.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me a lot of, there's a very famous saying which is like, I am what I am. Can you guess who that's quoted by?
Popeye.
The Sailor Man. Yes. I am what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Popeye. That's exactly what I thought too.
I am what I am. That's all what I am.
Yep.
Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah. What else do I value?
Yeah, like, what else?
You got some?
Yeah, like, I mean, for me, I've got two: responsibility and cooperation. Now, responsibility, I don't mean like, if I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure if you guys saw me in my younger years, I wasn't exactly what you would call a responsible person, but what I mean by responsibility is that I don't like people to shift the blame onto others.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
I would use the word accountability, but it's basically the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to hold myself accountable.
But also, I mean, there is that, but I also mean in terms of contributing to one's society, like, and by contributing, I don't mean like you have to find the cure to Alzheimer's or anything grand like that, but just it's all about the little things for me. If you do something small, like you help somebody cross the street, or you pay for a kid's lunch, or just putting that back out into the universe, because you never know. Just
people around you.
Yeah. And it can just be something small and insignificant to you, but like you share your lunch table with a complete stranger, or you talk to a kid about how their day at school went, to encourage them. Just little things. They don't cost you anything, but for that person, it could mean a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that, and to kind of piggyback onto that is cooperation, because I do think that individually we can't achieve much, but together, and I know this sounds very, very hippie-ish, but together, it's who knows what we can accomplish. So yeah, those are the two things I kind of I like to believe that we should strive for.
Well, very few people on the planet can do XYZ by themselves.
Mm.
Like the reason that Adam Sandler is Adam Sandler, he could
It's
only take
true.
himself part way, but it's
Yeah.
everyone he surrounded himself with that's how he became the Adam Sandler we know and love today.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Adam Sandler, you look at the was it Happy Madison Productions and that entire crew. I mean, it's pretty much a family, aren't they? So yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I mentioned accountability, I think that's probably way up there for me as well. And then integrity, but like integrity for me is just living up to your values. So it's like combining all of the things together.
My dad used to define integrity as oh man, I'm gonna get this so wrong, but something to the effect of like, you're still a good person when no one's watching. You still do what's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
When no one's watching.
Yeah. That's a good way.
And I was like, oh, interesting.
That's really interesting because I think we might have mentioned this previously, but one thing that really kind of grinds my gears, what really gets my goat going, is that I've really grown to despise virtue signaling.
Oh, you and me both, baby.
Yeah, and well, I mean, for example, I believe Snow White has just been released, Disney's live action Snow White. I wonder how that's going to turn out. So, yeah.
Say more about that. What do you like specifically? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it's well, for example, the live action remakes have not gone to plan according to Disney, and with Snow White in particular, shall we say, it's just become a bit of an S show since original conceptualization to casting to all the drama in between. You have a lead actress who I admire for her outspokenness, but like I said, anything too much is, I mean.
So, okay, let me just speak to the film itself.
Okay.
It has been getting some of the best reviews that any live action Disney remake has received. First of all. Second of all, I think we all live in our own echo chambers. This is not a new concept. So the things that irritate other people irritate us. But we also echo the same stuff to each other. And so we kind of live in our own little worlds where we think that everyone believes the same stuff that we believe, which is why the 2016 and the 2024 U.S. presidential elections have been so jaw-dropping. It's because we all kind of believe that we're all on the same page, and we're so not. So I think that in the regards to Rachel Ziegler, in the regards to the comments by Gal Gadot, in the casting / not casting of little people, or the use of forced perspective, the general movie-going audience doesn't care, and they're not aware. So I don't think this film is going to do poorly at all.
Well, no, I mean, like, to be fair, it's got the Disney juggernaut behind it with the established IP, right?
Yeah.
So,
but all that said, I completely derailed the point that you were making.
No, that's fine. It's okay. Fair.
Mike holding himself accountable. Look at that accountability in action.
Oh, is it though? Or is it that just another example of me being I know more than you?
Well, we need those people around, don't we?
No.
So,
no.
If I may, like, Sharad, what was the point that you were trying to make before I so not rudely at all?
No, you're fine. Well, I mean,
There was no
for
steamrolling there.
no, you're fine. Like, I mean, okay, for just for clarification, I love Disney. I love storytelling. I love Star Wars. I don't think that would, Marvel. I don't think that would surprise anyone. What I and as a writer, obviously, I was taught that whenever you write something, there should be a message behind it. I don't mean like you should be plastered front and center saying so and so this is the message, but there should be something that you want your audience to
Sure.
kind of take away
Exactly.
from.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a point for me speaking anyway, where the message is more important than the story, and the audience are kind of reminded like, okay, you or we believe as a creator, we believe that we know better. We want to give you quote unquote better stories. And I just remember thinking like the world isn't exactly. I mean, the world's a magical place, and I think there's a lot of beautiful things in it, but a lot of people go to the cinema, watch television, music, games, because it's a form of escape. It's something that they can, kind of live through for a very, 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 very brief amount of time. And when we watch something and to be told that, oh, listen, like you, the audience, are not a good person, just or whatever, and this is what you should aspire to. This is what should be at the top of your priorities. It kind of makes me go, I don't think this is for me. I think that one or two high up people have got an agenda and they've kind of piggybacked onto something.
Is that the
So
message of this film?
I think so. I mean, all right, mind you, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. But from what I've heard, it's a lot of I know better. Let me tell you what's better. That's the impression I get.
Well, I guess we'll have to watch it and find out.
We will.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
will.
Come up with some of our own opinions without reading what other people
Yep.
have to say about things in the event.
We can agree to disagree, but when in doubt, watch it for yourself. Come to your conclusions.
Yeah, I try not to judge things without having seen things for myself.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, though, right?
I mean, it's hard not to go into anything without some form of bias, don't you? Because
we can have influence, like, because if we've read what people think about things in advance, but sometimes the stuff that we read in advance causes us to have the opposite opinion once we consume it ourselves. For example, like when I saw Madame Web, that one got people hated that film, right? I personally, when I saw it, loved it. I thought it was great. So, like,
really?
I enjoyed it.
What? Okay, yeah. I don't want to take that away from you, but I do. It is important to me that people understand that because they like something, that doesn't also equate to it being of quality.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't say that. Okay. I said I liked
it. For example, like I always tell people there's a very, very famous, or should I say infamous film called The Room. And it is one of my favorite films because it's so bad it's good. But Sir Thomas Wiseau, I'll have you. And but like for example with Madame Web, I have seen it because I've heard things and I enjoyed myself because I was laughing so much. That being said, I'm not going to say that it was a bad production, it's a bad movie. I laughed my ass off, so I had a good time.
True, but like just because you had a good time doesn't mean that it's not still a bad movie.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Put it that way, but I wouldn't tell anyone give your money to go watch this. But I had.
No, it's a blast. It's so bad. That's what makes it amazing.
I would tell people, all right, get your friends together, have a few drinks. If you want to take something, enjoy it, and then just watch it together and have fun.
I did not hit her. I did not. I did not hit her. I didn't.
It's bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Have you seen The Disaster Artist?
I do. I've got the book and the Blu-ray.
So good. So good.
Dominica, can you put that on your list as well?
Disaster artist. I don't know if
Disaster
the disaster artist.
Yeah.
You
What's
don't
it
need to
about?
watch. You don't need to watch The Room before watching The Disaster Artist.
But we would recommend it because The Room is something that should be enjoyed by everyone.
Well, no, I think I've seen The Room, but I can't remember when or why.
Oh wow!
Well, there's two movies.
But no, as in I think somebody recommended it to me. But I think there are two films called The Room, so I don't know if the one that I've seen.
And then there's The Room.
Yeah,
there's
Room.
Okay.
Room is a good film.
Room is amazing. It's got Alison Brie, and she plays a woman who was abducted when she was a girl.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen.
Yeah,
that's the one I've seen.
Not the one we're talking about. Not the one we're talking about.
Okay.
The Room. There's this very mysterious man from somewhere. He will not go public in his personal details. His name is Tommy Wiseau, and he has money that comes in from somewhere which he is not disclosed. And he moved, long story short, the shortened version is that he moved to LA to become a movie star and a movie director or whatever. And when no one would cast him, he and a friend of his wrote and directed their own film. And because he has like unlimited money behind him, he threw tons of money at this thing and created the worst movie ever made. And because it's the worst movie ever made, it's so bad, it's so good to watch.
Because it's not just the writing, it's the acting, it's the filmmaking, it's the props, it's the editing, everything.
Everything.
And
he filmed it on film and digital, which no one has ever done in the history of cinema before.
So they had money, muchachos money,
So The Disaster Artist is a book written by his friend who helped him. He was in the movie The Room.
He was the co-star, this guy called Greg Sestero.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he wrote the whole story of how this movie got made, his whole relationship with Tommy Wiseau, everything. And then Seth Rogen and Dave Franco and all these guys got their hands on this book, bought the movie rights, and turned it into the movie where James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like even if you read the story alone, Greg Sestero, who's his co-star in the original film, he writes in the book. He went to acting class. That's where he met Tommy, and Tommy would come up to him and go, "Greg, you're a handsome man. We make movie," and that's pretty much how it turned out. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And James Franco, like we all have feelings about James Franco, but his portrayal of Tommy Wiseau is so exact.
Method.
You have to don't watch The Room. Just go straight into The Disaster Artist.
No, you have to watch The Room. I counter that.
You can't watch it by yourself. It's not the kind of movie you watch on your own.
Yes.
You have to be with a group of people, preferably people who have seen it before.
And you have to be in some way, some levels of intoxication, whatever your choice is. And if you want to make a game out of it, for example, whenever someone asks a question, you have a drink. Whenever someone mentions a character's name, have a drink. And by the second act, you're destroyed. Trust me.
Are you saying that I need to have in-person friends?
That's why you watch The Disaster Artist.
No, I'm obviously messing because I do have in-person friends, but I don't know if I have in-person friends who would want to watch that particular film with me.
Of course.
Yeah, I've been watching other things with my one of my ex-husband's exes. So yeah, we watched Liar Liar this past weekend.
Great movie.
Been so long since I'd seen that film.
What are you doing? I'm kicking my ass.
Do you mind?
You mind? Great. Love it.
So,
your blabs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze them. Mama.
Well, that was some of the best sex I've ever had in my life. What do you think? It was okay.
I've had better.
Yes, I've had better.
I've had better.
Yeah.
Such a good film.
Clearly, there are very classic lines. So, since you're quoting films, what do you feel like, from your experience, the most memorable movie quotes that have kind of stuck with you over the years?
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. All-time classic. Number one. Easy.
I mean, for anyone who goes to an improv show and you ask the crowd for a line from a movie, it's either "I'll be back" or "I think we're going to need a bigger boat." Those are always guaranteed to be called out during an improv show.
But for you personally,
personally,
what's your favorite?
Put that cookie down.
Put that cookie down. Let's see.
I'm a cop, you idiot.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many, right? It's 106 miles to Chicago. We have a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Any ideas?
What's that from?
Film that's from?
Fear and Loathing?
Nope. It was made in 1980. Another quote from the film. They broke my watch. Another quote. Geez. And now I'm stopped. Like, what do I? It stars John Belushi.
Ooh.
Oh, Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, right?
There it is.
It's been a very long time since I've seen that.
We're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
From God.
Boy, that band had enough power to turn goat piss into gasoline.
How much for the little girl?
Your children. Send me your children. Sure, we have a Don Perignon for $150. Yeah, that'll be fine, pal.
So good.
Man,
good.
I love that movie. I don't know. So there was a movie. Well, let's see if anyone can guess it. I almost made this my high school quote in my yearbook. I changed it last second. I don't know why, but I always should have stuck with this. Never rub another man's rhubarb.
I have no idea, but that's hilarious.
Wait.
I think Sharad might be able to get this one.
Wait. It's Jack Nicholson. Batman?
Yes!
Yes!
And I didn't even have to do it in character.
Wow. So Joker then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Spoken by the Joker. Yeah. I've always loved that quote. Sharad, I think your volume's on mute. I can't hear you.
Weird. He unplugged his mic, maybe. Nope.
Nope, nothing. Well, it looks like Sharad rubbed another man's rhubarb.
That's what happens. Yeah. He's he was too knowledgeable.
What about now?
Yes.
I can't hear you guys. That's another weird one. All right.
You can't hear us?
Oh, now I can. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
That was weird. Sorry about that.
Oh my goodness.
Technical difficulties, por favor.
And you're
I have. As long as it's working, that's the main thing, right?
As long as it's working.
I have a quote.
Oh.
That's what she said. I have a quote. I don't think you guys have seen this movie because it was brought up during our rom-com stream. And it didn't seem like you'd seen this film. But I rewatched it recently after the rom-com stream. I rewatched it recently. And I said the line before it was said in the movie. And it is, I like you, just as you are. And I watched this film with one of my ex-husband's exes, and she was like, she didn't think that I was quoting it, and it's just like, that's amazing. I'm like, no, I remember that quote from like 20 years ago. Are you familiar? You might have heard the quote even if you haven't seen the film.
I'm going to say failure to launch.
No.
No, I don't think I've heard the quote.
Down with
before.
Love.
No, but it is a Renee Zellweger film.
Oh, Bridget Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Damn Diary.
I was going to say Me, Myself, and Irene, but then I thought, no, it's probably not.
Colin Firth says that line, and it is just one of the most, I don't know, for me, like he lists off all of these things that he doesn't like her about her first, like all these things that would be seemingly unattractive prior to saying this, and he's like, I like you. Like he's like, there's all these things. It's like, I like you, and then she's like, except for the blah 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 blah, and he's like, no, I like you, and I can't remember what the middle part is because I always forget that part. And he's like, I like you, just as you are. And I'm like, that's just like the sweetest thing. I'm like, I have all my flaws, and I want to be liked just as I am, with all my flaws and embarrassing crap that I do. So I think that's something that I've kind of have taken to heart over the years. Of like, that's the ideal for romance.
But at the same time, don't you think that, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud, where films kind of ruin the idea of romance for us because they're so dramatized, they're so like, that we can never replicate that?
I would rephrase that. I don't think that they've ruined romance. I think they have ruined reality.
Yes.
In romance.
Yeah.
Because they still like invigorate those feelings of swooning in all of us. But
yeah, we find ourselves craving what we see on films, but it's not necessarily the realistic thing. And some of those things that you see in the tropes of rom-coms are highly unhealthy or toxic. And so
okay, here's a game for you guys. I looked up famous movie quotes, and on the American Film Institute's website, they have AFI's over 100 years worth of 100 movie quotes.
Yes.
So we'll start at number 1 and just go down for as long as we feel like going.
So we can guess them as you read them to us?
I will tell you the quotes, you tell me the movie. Some of these are going to be super easy. Some of them you're going to be head scratchers. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how quickly we can get
Let's
through.
do this. All right.
Okay, Sharad's going to beat me.
No,
Well, combined score.
we're a team.
Here we go. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn.
Casablanca.
Well done.
Yeah. What?
Wrong.
It's not Casablanca?
No.
Oh.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Is it not Casablanca?
It's the last line of the movie.
Is it a film noir? Black and white, though.
No.
It's not even black and white.
Wait.
It was in color.
What am I thinking? Is it? Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Clark Gable. That's his name. Clark Gable.
Yeah. All right, number 2. I'm going to make an offer he can't refuse.
Is Godfather?
Yes.
I don't think I've even seen that film, but the quote is so famous.
You haven't seen it? Oh, Dominica.
I think I tried to watch it and I fell asleep, so I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
Number 3.
Sorry, guys.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender.
Marlon Brando from West Side Story.
Wrong. That is the
I
right
could have been a
actor.
contender.
It's the wrong
Oh,
movie.
it's Godfather 2.
You get one more guess.
I could have been a contender. Dominica, any ideas?
I think it was spoofed in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
It probably was. It was from On the Waterfront.
That's it.
So I haven't
With
seen that.
Brando, that's it.
I-
With Brando,
I've heard the quote, but I've never seen the film. So
Yeah,
Number
it's a
4.
great film.
Number 4. Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Wizard of Oz.
Dude, where's my car?
Yes.
Oh wow, okay.
Number 5. Here's looking at you, kid.
Oh, that was Casablanca?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Nice.
Go ahead, make my day.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
No.
Fistful of Dollars.
No. One last guess.
Shit.
You have the right actor, though.
Eastwood, right?
Yes. It is a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah. Again, know the quote. Cannot guess.
ahead, make my day.
I've probably seen this one too.
It's
Dirty Harry? No.
Isn't it Dirty Harry?
I will give it to you because it's
Oh.
not Dirty Harry, but it was spoken by the character Dirty Harry in Sudden Impact. So I will give that to you.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mr. DeVille, I'm ready for my close-up.
I'm ready for my close-up sounds familiar.
I want to say Silence of the Lambs.
Nope.
I like more.
This was
I'm not sure.
Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, never seen that.
Sunset Boulevard. Number 8, May the Force be with you.
And
Ooh,
also
wow.
with you.
And also
the,
with you.
The second Star Wars film.
No, it's the first one, isn't it? First one.
Yes.
First one?
Yeah, it's the first one, the original one.
It's in all of them. It's in all of them. Number 9, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. I love this movie. It's so good.
I don't know.
It's not Back to the Future, is it?
No. It is from the year 1950, All About Eve.
I've never
I've
seen
seen that film once.
Number 10.
Fun fact.
Hmm?
That film was filmed in the backstage. I think some of the film was filmed in the backstage of a theater in San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Davis.
I watched it prior to learning that fact, and then I checked it out from the library again and started put it on, and I was like, "Oh wait, I have seen this already." I remember this film, and so I didn't finish watching it again.
Number 10. You
10.
talking to me?
Taxi Driver.
Correct.
Yep.
Number 11. What we've got here is a failure to communicate.
What?
I have no idea.
If I wasn't looking at it, I wouldn't. I know the quote, but I wouldn't be able to guess the movie.
Is it a science fiction film?
No.
No, because I was thinking Star Trek. So
No.
I don't know.
It's Cool Hand Luke.
Oh.
Yeah, great movie.
Western film.
Yeah.
Right?
Number 12. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Apocalypse Now.
Correct.
That's what I was going to say.
Number 13. Love means never having to say you're sorry.
Oh, I know the quote,
Ooh.
but I don't know. Is it a Marilyn Monroe film? I don't know.
No, it's not.
Is it something from like the 50s or 60s though?
It came out in 1970.
I think I was close.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking it's a Presley film, but since it came out in the 70, obviously not. No idea.
Love means never having to say you're sorry. From the movie Love Story.
Oh, nice title.
Number 14. The stuff that dreams are made of.
Not Friday the 13th, is it?
No. Not even close. 1941 is when this film came out.
Ooh.
The Maltese Falcon.
Seen it
Number
only
15.
once.
E.T. Phone Home.
E.T. The extraterrestrial, if you want the full title.
Number 16. They call me Mr. Tibbs. Very famous quote by this actor.
No idea.
No.
In the Heat of the Night.
Never seen it.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's a great movie. Number 17, Rosebud.
Citizen Kane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 18, Made It, Ma. Top of the World.
Asmodeus?
Nope.
Made it my top of the world.
I feel like I know this, but I can't remember.
1949.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
White Heat.
Oh, no, I don't think I've seen that then.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Oh, I know that, but I don't remember where it's from.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. Is it?
I will
I
laugh
can see
if
his.
it's something I've got.
No, I can see his face. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore. Is it Falling Down?
No, not a bad guess. About 20 years prior, though.
Dominica, any guesses?
Network,
Give me a
1976.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Number 20. Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. You should be able to get this one.
Yeah, I know this quote, but I'm like,
this is an older film, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the last
also
line
seems like-
of
I was going to say it's the last line of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Louis, I think this is going to be a beautiful friendship.
I think it's the beginning of the beautiful friendship.
This is
Oh,
the
sorry.
beginning. Yeah, this is the beginning.
Is it?
Mm.
So it's not Casablanca.
It is Casablanca.
Oh,
Number 21.
Second Casablanca quote.
For some reason, I thought that was Maltese Falcon for no apparent reason. Sorry, go on.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his
I ate his liver with a nice Chianti. Silence of the Lambs.
There you go. Oh boy. Okay. Jeez. All right. So the direction. So this is a franchise, and this quote is said in every single film in the franchise. But what is the first film that this quote came from?
Okay.
Bond. James Bond.
The first one was Casino Royale.
Was what?
Was it?
Casino Royale.
Incorrect.
It was.
It was the first in the book series, and it was the
okay.
first made for TV. It was the first film made.
Dr. No?
It was Dr. No.
Yes!
23. There's no place like home.
E.T.
No. That's Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
That sounds so.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
I'm big.
Sunset Boulevard.
Oh.
Number 25. Show me the money.
Jerry Maguire.
Number 26. Why don't you come up here and see me sometime? You're not going to get this one.
You sounded kind of like Carrie
So
when you said that.
You're not
You're
gonna
not
know.
gonna.
It's from a W.C. Fields film called "She Done 'Em Wrong" in 1933.
Well
I
done.
bet my dad might know it. I think he was a fan of W.C. Fields.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Rain Man.
Incorrect.
Really?
That is
Oh.
what you said is incorrect.
Oh shit. But it's Dustin Hoffman, right?
That is correct.
It's not Rain Man.
It is not.
Shit.
It is the most famous line of the movie.
Yeah, it's I'm walking here. Dustin Hoffman.
Graduate.
That's it. No.
Midnight Cowboy. Midnight
Oh,
Cowboy.
so I haven't seen that.
Damn
Like
it.
I'm gonna list off Dustin Hoffman films. No, okay.
Oh, that irritates me.
Number 28. Play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
That's also Casablanca, isn't it?
That is correct.
Nice.
29.
Nice.
You can't handle the truth.
A Few Good Men.
Oh, A Few Good
Correct.
Men. Yeah.
Number 30. I want to be alone.
What?
You're not gonna get it. It's from Grand Hotel, 1932.
Okay.
After all, tomorrow is another day.
Is that also Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
Oh, nice. I was going to say Groundhog.
Oh my god!
Groundhog Day, so-
Genuinely, I've seen that movie literally once.
Well, it's paying off for you. It's paying off for you.
Number 32. Round up
32.
the usual suspects.
Usual
The
Suspects.
Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects.
Nope. Casablanca.
Nice.
Oh, there's so
number
many
30.
Casablanca quotes.
I know.
Yeah.
33. I'll have what she's having.
Oh, when Harry met Sally.
Yeah, there you go.
34. Boy, you're not going to get this. 34. You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? Just put your lips together and blow.
And blow.
I feel like I know
That
this
sounds
quote.
familiar.
It sounds like it should be from South Pacific, but it's not. It is from
That's
To
not what I would
Have
have said.
and Have Not.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
No.
Number 35. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Number 36. Badges? We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Oh,
There are so many contexts that you could use that.
I know.
So it doesn't even narrow it down
Is
to
it-
what kind of film it is.
is it Pacino?
No. 1948.
Oh, I've got no idea.
The Treasure of Sierra Madre. 37. I'll be back.
Terminator?
Correct.
Yep.
38.
All of them.
Wait. I have never seen Terminator either.
Any of them?
So good.
You've never seen any of them? Watch 1 and 2. Forget the rest. Watch 1 and 2. The rest don't happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Terminator Salvation was okay.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
38. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Pride of the Yankees, 1943.
Oh.
39. If you build it, he will come.
Oh. It's a baseball movie. Fuck. It's got Kevin Costner. Shit. What is it?
Field
Shit.
of Dreams.
Yeah.
Field of Greens. Yes.
I've not seen it, but if you say Kevin Costner
Baseball
and
movie.
baseball,
Yeah.
Field of Dreams?
Yeah. Well done.
Number 40.
That's just what my movie trivia is like, even if I haven't seen the film.
That's awesome.
My mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know.
Forrest
what you're
Gump.
gonna
Forrest Gump.
get. 41. We rob banks.
No.
Heat.
Not a bad guess. That's actually a really good guess. I'll give you another one because you're in the right ballpark. Wrong decade.
We rob banks. Dominique, any guesses?
What decade is it?
80s, I'm guessing.
The 60s.
60s. Oh.
60s. I don't know. I haven't seen that many 60s films. I've seen a few, but
Bonnie and Clyde.
Warren Beatty's in that film, right?
No.
Yeah.
I still don't think I've seen that one either.
Oh, it's so good. So
Thelma
good.
and Louise I've
Gene
seen.
Hackman in that? I think Gene Hackman's in that.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
Could be.
Number 42, Plastics. The Graduate. Number 43.
I said that movie earlier. Does that count?
Okay.
Number 43, We'll Always Have Paris.
Oh, The Maltese Falcon? Is it that one?
You're in the right ballpark.
It seems like a film noir.
It
Is
is.
it a film noir?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
We'll always have
Stop.
Paris.
Uh,
If you don't get it, you're going to kick yourself.
It's not also Casablanca. Is
It is.
oh my god. Casablanca's like, this is the full. No, it's so
Number
funny.
44, I See Dead People.
Yeah.
Number 45, Stella.
Streetcar Named Desire. Yeah.
Correct.
Stella!
46, Oh, Jerry, don't let's ask for the moon. We have the stars.
Is that Jerry Maguire as well? No.
No, you're not going
Oh,
to get it.
Jerry. No.
Now Voyager.
Hmm.
Number 47, Shane, come back.
Shane?
Correct.
48.
48, Well, nobody's perfect. I believe this is also the last line of the film.
Well, nobody's perfect.
No idea.
Christmas Carol?
Some Like It Hot.
Oh man, I have seen that one.
49, It's alive. It's alive.
Frankenstein. Yep. Very famous.
Houston, we have a problem.
Apollo 13.
Ooh. Nice.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I
Do you feel lucky?
Well, do you?
Punk? Dirty Harry.
Correct.
Yep.
You had me at hello.
Oh.
I
You
know
had
this
me at
quote too,
hello.
but I'm like, I don't remember what it's from.
Shit. Can you tell us the actor or actress saying it?
Renee
Do you know?
Zellweger.
Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. This one I'm going to do in character.
Oh.
One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. What he was doing in my pajamas, I'll never know.
Is it Marx Brothers movie?
Mm-hmm.
The trash one? I don't remember what it's called.
The trash one?
Isn't there a trash one?
I don't think so. No.
It's got like a garbage thing in the title. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Animal
I-
crackers.
Animal crackers, okay.
There's
Okay.
no crying in baseball.
Is this the women baseball one with Madonna?
Oh. What's it called? Fuck.
I know. I've like other times I would be able to name it. Because I like one of my friends is like one of his favorite films.
Gina Davis, Tom Hanks.
Well, obviously I know what film it is if I've already said the baseball one with Madonna.
Mhm. All
I
right,
know the song. This used to be our playground. This used to be. I know that.
I'll give it to you. It's A League of Their Own.
Oh.
La di da, la di da.
La-di-da.
Annie Hall.
Mm.
56. A boy's best friend is his mother. This is in my top 10 favorite movies.
Oh, Psycho?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Mm. Nice.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Brie.
Moneyball?
Nope.
Did you say greed or brie?
Greed.
Oh, I thought you said Brie. I was like,
No.
greed
Greed.
for another.
For lack of a better word, is good. This is often misquoted as greed is good.
Is it a new film or an older one?
80s.
90s? 90s.
80s.
Money pit.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Gordon Gekko. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
I know that quote too.
Sharad,
remember what it's
you said this movie earlier.
Did I?
Yep, you did.
Usual Suspects.
Nope. One more guess. Godfather Part 2. As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again.
Oh, I know that quote too. Oh my god.
It comes just before the intermission. It's the last line before the intermission.
I don't know then, because
Gone with
Intermission.
the Wind.
I was going to say God. Yeah, because
Yeah.
if it's an older film, intermission. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's another nice mess you've got me into. Sons of the Desert. You're not going to get it.
No.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friend.
Scarface.
What a dump. Beyond the Forest. Again, you're not going to get it. Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me, aren't
The
you?
Graduate. The Graduate.
yeah.
Gentlemen, you can't fight here. This is the war room.
Uh,
I love this movie.
is it Dr. Strangelove?
That is correct.
Yes.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Well, that's obviously. Wait, no, not necessarily.
Well, it's
Sherlock
Sherlock.
Holmes film.
But which one is it? Oh.
1939. The
Ah,
original. Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
Ooh,
That sounds familiar.
yeah, it does.
Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty.
Is it a crime drama film?
No. It's sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Planet of the Apes?
Correct.
Yes!
In all the gym joints and all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Casablanca?
Casablanca. Right.
Here's Johnny.
The Shining. The
Yeah.
Shining.
Yeah.
They're here.
Poltergeist.
Is it safe?
Fellowship of the Ring.
Marathon Man.
Is it hidden? Is it safe? Yeah.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
There you go. Thank you.
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm familiar with the quote, but
big hint. The first talkie.
No.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's for some reason I thought wasn't that Chaplin that did that?
Nope.
No.
Nope. That was Al
Okay.
Jolson.
Uh,
No wire hangers ever.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know this film because a friend of mine does drag, and he did a drag version of this film on stage. So I went to see. I watched the film just before I went. No, it's not. No. It's I don't remember the name of the film, but I know.
To Wong, is it To Wong Fu? Thanks for everything, Julie Newman.
It's not a drag movie. It's not a movie about
It's not
drag.
a movie about drag.
It's not a movie
it's
about
a movie
drag.
that has been embraced by the drag community.
Right.
But yeah, there you go. So I know what it is because it's like this crazy mother, and
I'm going to give it to you because you know the movie.
I know the movie.
Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest.
Mother of Mercy. Is this the end of Rico?
Rico. So that's police or law.
You're not going to get it. Little Caesar.
Wow.
Number 74. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
Chinatown? Is it Chinatown?
Yeah.
It's so funny when it's in the title.
Yeah, we're both like,
I always depend on the kindness of strangers.
Oh, A Streetcar Named Desire.
Correct. Hasta la vista, baby.
Terminator 2.
Correct.
Yep.
Soylent Green is people.
So, I just know the line. Oh my God! That's in that film. But it's a terrible film.
If you don't get it, I don't know how to help you.
Soylent Green?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was what I said that Sharad was talking
Oh,
over
I didn't
me.
hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
haven't seen the film, but I'm pretty sure it's called Soylent Green, right?
Yeah.
Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal.
Oh,
Oh.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Correct.
Nice.
What? Sure.
I get excited about doing the classic films. I'm like, I know those.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what was that?
I'm educated.
surely you can't be serious.
Oh, Naked Gun.
No.
Okay.
Naked Gun 2.5.
No.
Oh, Airplane.
Correct.
Yes.
Yo.
I am serious. I know something surely.
That's
Rocky.
Hello, gorgeous.
All right, Mike. Hello, Coach.
I bet I'm going to be kicking myself for not knowing this one.
You probably will. Funny girl.
Mhm.
Toga.
Fuck. Toga. Animal House.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make.
Dracul.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't the airplanes. It was Beauty Killed the Beast.
It wasn't the airplanes. It was Beauty Who Killed the Beast. It wasn't the airplanes.
No idea.
The second line sounds really familiar, but I don't know.
Oh no, it wasn't the airplanes. 'Twas Beauty Killed the Beast. King Kong.
Nice.
My Precious.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, which one? Which one?
That's, well, he says it in all of them.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he says it. Even in the flashbacks in the first one, doesn't he say it?
There are no
Two Towers.
flashbacks.
Two Towers.
Yeah, it is Two Towers. No, I think the only things that he says are Shire Baggins.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Attica.
Attica?
No.
Near.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Ah.
Guys, we're getting to the end now.
All right, cool.
Sawyer, you're going out a youngster, but you've got to come back a star.
Oh, I don't know. I was going to say Tom Sawyer. No, but it's not.
No.
It's a not so well-known musical anymore. 42nd Street.
No, I never heard of it.
Listen to me, mister. You're a knight in shining armor. Don't you forget it. I'm sorry. I'm doing an affectation that is not doing this quote any
Okay.
favors. Listen to me, mister. You're a knight in shining armor. Don't you forget it. You're going to get back on that horse. And I'm going to be right behind you, holding on tight. And away we're going to go. Go.
No idea.
On Golden Pond.
No, I've
Never heard of it.
Tell them to go out there with all they got and win one for the Gipper.
No idea.
Newt Rockney, All-American.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Martini, shaken, not stirred.
Bond, James Bond.
Yeah.
Which one?
But which one?
The first.
Casino Royale.
No.
Right?
The first one that he mentions this in.
Doctor No.
Nope.
Goldfinger.
Correct.
Ooh, nice.
Good guess. No, there was no brains about it. That was just a good guess.
What?
You're going to know who said this, but you're not going to know the movie that it was said in. Who's on first?
There's another. No, that's not Marx Brothers. It's the other, the duo one.
Mm-hmm.
What are the names again?
If you can guess their names, I'll give it to you.
Who's on first?
It's dumb. This is because I have a friend that shared the sketch with me not that long ago, like a couple of months maybe, because her son was doing the sketch.
It's a classic sketch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer? Abbott and Costello in
No
the
idea.
naughty 90s. All right, number 92 out of 100. Cinderella story out of nowhere. A former greenskeeper now about to become a Masters champion. It looks like a mirror. It's a hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole.
Can you say the start of it again?
Cinderella story out of nowhere. A former greenskeeper now about to become Masters champion. It looks like a miracle. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole.
It sounds like a golf film, but the golf films that I can think of are Caddyshack.
Correct.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
Done now.
Auntie Mame. I feel the need for speed.
For speed. I have the need for speed.
And this is not Speed.
Yeah.
Or Speed 2.
Oh, hang on. I have the need. It's an 80s film.
Mm-hmm.
I have the need.
I feel the need for speed.
Top Gun. No, I don't
Correct.
think it. Oh my god, I was right. That was my joke answer.
Well done. That's what I was saying. I have the need for speed. Okay.
Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys.
Oh, I know this. It's Robin Williams. Oh fuck. He's a teacher.
Oh, Dead Poet Society. Wait, what?
There you go. Dead Poet Society.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I started to say, but
Yeah.
I'm like, you were talking over me, so I'm like, I'm gonna hear. Yeah.
Number 96. Snap out of it.
Oh, I do know this, but I feel like this is something that has been used in multiple films, though. 'Cause
Probably.
I feel like there's probably a Jim Carrey film that does it.
You
but
want
I
the
don't
name
think
of the
that's what this
person
is.
who did the slapping or the name of the person who got slapped?
Slapped.
Hold on, guys. FYI, I have a meeting coming up, and the person's already downstairs, so I have to shoot off very impromptu.
Okay, no
Sorry.
worries. Thank
Love
you for joining us. Sharad.
Keep me updated for the next session.
Yeah,
and
we'll-
let's keep up. This was good. All right, love you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Bye. The person who got slapped,
yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Wait, can you say the quote again?
Snap out of it.
Okay, so just list off Nicolas Cage films now. But no, I'm like, it's not the ones that are coming to the top of my head. Like, it's not. I don't think it's Con Air. I don't think it's. I don't know. Probably one of his older ones, right?
I'm waiting for an answer.
I'm sure I've seen it, and I'll be slapping myself when you tell me.
Moonstruck.
Okay, so no, I haven't seen that one.
He got slapped by Cher.
Wow.
Number 97. My mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
Dunno.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yeah.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Wait, is that Silence of the Lambs? No. No. I know the quote, but I don't remember, like, this is one of those ones that is famous, but I don't. I've maybe seen it, but
had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before.
no, see that now I'm thinking Ghost.
Nope.
That's not right.
Not far off.
It's not Bodyguard.
Dirty Dancing.
Oh yeah. So, see, I know. Yeah. Anyway, go on. Because
Apparently
this
not.
is I should have gone that because I watched Crazy Stupid Love not that long ago,
All
and
right,
they
you're gonna
did.
get these last two. Number 99. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
That's Wizard of Oz.
There you go. Last one, number 100. I'm the king of the world.
Titanic.
There it is.
There you go.
All right. So I have save. Oh, it didn't tell us how many movies that we've seen, and now it's erased everything. So I'm gonna guess half. That would be my guess.
It was a pretty good round. I think we answered some tough ones in there.
Not bad.
Yeah. Any time that I know movies from pre-1980s, I get excited because I've seen a good number of them, but like not a huge number of them, right? And it's been a long time since I've seen most of those ones from that long ago.
I feel like I was born. Except you and me. Born in the 80s, but we were really raised in the 90s.
Yeah.
So a lot of the classic 80s films I missed, and so I got caught up on in college. And
yeah, I think it wasn't until my 20s that I started watching some of those classics.
Yeah.
And maybe even my 30s for some of them. I just borrowed Pretty in Pink. I don't think I've seen that one before. But because I was going through James Spader movies, like, oh, okay. So
I think
that was
16 Candles is the better of the two. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen 16 Candles. I don't think I've seen Pretty in Pink. So
I Say Anything with what's his bucket?
Finally watched that one a week or two ago.
I've seen it a few times. I just always forget all the details about it. I never remember. I don't retain anything about that movie. But I've seen it.
The stereo scene, the one is so famous for,
Yeah.
I was totally expecting that scene to be longer than it was.
Oh yeah. Because like your memory tells you how iconic that moment is. And I guess for the movie, it was an iconic moment, sure. But like in the movie, it doesn't play the way that your imagination thinks it should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially if like you're going in knowing that there's a scene about it, but you've never seen it before. Like, no, it's not as long as I was expecting it to be. Yeah, when I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, I have not seen this film before.
It's like when you already know that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, and then you watch the movie for the first time, and you're like, oh,
like,
wait,
it's not actually a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, we're just finding out now.
Same with if you already know the spoilers for The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you've avoided spoilers for The Sixth Sense, my goodness. We're probably talking Gen Z here. Yeah,
I think so. I just, speaking of more classic, well, not speaking of, but we grew up in the 90s. So I just watched Cop and a Half. Have you seen this film, Cop and a Half?
No.
It was a film that I watched a ton in my childhood in the 90s. I think it was one of the ones that like I'd recorded off the TV on my VCR, so I watched multiple times because of that. And when I came to the US, I think in 2004, I just went wild on buying DVDs because they were so cheap here. And so that was one of the ones that I bought. Never watched it. Was still in my collection all this time. And this past week, my son came home from school on Monday, and he was like, so this week we're in humanities class. We're doing propaganda, but about cops. So it's copaganda. And he had to like read a thing and do some like annotations and notes about it on Monday. And then he was like, on Tuesday, he had to watch some kind of media that portrays cops in a good light to be able to talk about that propaganda stuff. And I was like, what do I have? I know, let's watch Cop and a Half. This has been sitting on my shelf for more than 20 years. Finally
the
got
80s and
use out of
90s
it.
were filled with, positive police role models in
Kindergarten Cop, I think, was probably the most.
Kindergarten Cop. When I thought of that, even Beverly Hills Cop, like even that, like, because I don't think there weren't any dirty cops in that. I don't think. I mean, Axel Foley wasn't the most law-abiding citizen himself, but great movie.
But Cop and a Half was the only film, and I could have just put him an episode of like any cop drama on. It wasn't until like after, so in the film there's like a brief quote. The kid in the film, he says "Book 'em Dano," and I'm like, that's a quote from Hawaii Five-0, except I haven't seen the original Hawaii Five-0, which clearly this kid got it from. I've only seen the remake series, and so I was like, that was funny for me to kind of be able to associate that, because this film was made between the original and the remake. So yeah, that was fun.
Still kind of fun though.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was like, because the kid in the film is a black kid. I'm just like, that's so propaganda. Because can you imagine like how that's? I don't think that it would be made the same way nowadays.
Should have had him watch French Connection with Gene Hackman. It was basically, it's the film that invented the car chase scene. And let's just say it doesn't exactly hold up in 2025.
I just grabbed something off. I don't have French Connection. I've never seen French Connection, so
it's a good movie, but you kind of have to be willing to overlook some poor representation of people of color and treatment of people of color.
Yeah. I had some thoughts about that in watching The Singing Nun. I mean, it wasn't terrible, like not like over the top terrible, but like there was one scene where so she sings a song, the song that my name was named after, Dominique, was sung on the Ed Sullivan Show in the film. And then they have this sequence of seeing the Ed Sullivan Show on the TV in different places. And the first place that they have it screening looks like, I think, Japan. Like there's a lot of Japanese people, and I'm just like, would it be in Japan though? Because it's an American show, the Ed Sullivan Show. So surely it's not something that was broadcast around the world. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. This is the 60s. There wasn't a lot of, there wasn't as much stuff around in the 60s to have like local stuff.
Stars, so I don't know, maybe could be.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know that much about Ed Sullivan Show. Maybe my dad will leave a comment about it afterwards. That was probably something he grew up with, right?
Your dad is from the States, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He grew up here.
Yeah, probably. For your viewing pleasure, Welcome, I'm Ed Sullivan. Welcome to the Ed Sullivan Show. It's a very interesting cadence about him.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I'd seen him in anything. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway,
Robin
how are you
Williams does a
feeling?
great impression of him in Aladdin as the genie.
Oh, and he does the applause kind of thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah, that's the feeling. I feel like that now might be a great time to start wrapping up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Although it does seem like there is somebody watching. So if they want to ask us a question, one last question before we disappear, feel free to drop us something in the chat. Otherwise, I'm sorry you joined at the end.
Wait, did they just kick in? Did they just join?
I can't tell. Like I didn't glance. I haven't been looking at the stream on my computer constantly, so I don't know when they popped in, but there is somebody apparently watching right now.
Okay, so I just found a Reddit stream. Well, we can end with this. And if the other person who's watching is actually watching, they will have just a moment
to drop us a question to keep us going longer.
So on Reddit, I just found a thing on Reddit for top most iconic movie quotes of the 21st century. And it's a short list. Let's see how many we get here. You shall not pass.
That is these Two Towers as well. It's one of the Lord of the Rings films. Fellowship. Yeah. Oh, it's Fellowship.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A wizard what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I don't know.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Oh, Harry. Okay. Then Harry Potter and the Philosopher's / Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you're watching.
With great power comes great responsibility.
That is a Spider-Man film, but which one is listed? The first one?
OG, yeah. I don't know why this one jumps out, but okay. For Frodo.
Return of the King?
Yes. Captain Jack Sparrow.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just keep swimming.
Finding Nemo? No, not Finding Nemo, right?
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. Why so serious?
Oh. No, I'm going to kick myself when you tell me if I don't say it.
So say it.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it's called.
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Wakanda Forever.
Black Panther.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
The Avengers?
No.
Oh, it's not. Is it a different Avengers film like Age of Ultron, or is it like a pre? Who do they recruit in it? Captain America?
Nope. It's the last line in the post-credit scene of the first Iron Man.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say Iron Man, but I'm like, it was really that long ago? Okay.
I can do this all day.
I know the quote too, but I'm like, I can't remember.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
Oh God damn it! I just said that one too. That's really, yeah. Anyway,
that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Is that an Avengers movie?
Yup.
The first one or Age of Ultron? Okay.
First one. On your left.
That is Captain America 2?
Yep. Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Are these all Marvel films at this point?
It must be. Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Doctor Strange.
Bring me Thanos.
The first Avengers, not Endgame, because that's the second one. The one that was before that, Infinity Gauntlet. Is it?
Infinity War, yeah.
Yeah, Infinity War. Yeah.
I don't know why this is the quote that they've pulled from this film, but okay. Keeping on theme, I see this as an absolute win.
No idea then.
Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Great. I don't know who. Oh boy. Great. Good for them. All right. Well, that ends our movie quote portion.
Trivia. So many Marvel films in that. They should have had something else that's not all that has been out in the 21st century. Give us some more anyway, we're all good. All right, well, we'll end it there. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have joined us after the fact, thank you so much for watching, presumably all the way through. If you have not already subscribed and you want to see more of us, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can find out when we're going live at the start of the stream next time. I do try to announce them ahead of time, so you can just go to the channel to find out when we are going to be alive and hit the notification bell on those.
Let's be honest, it's probably going to be next Thursday.
Probably, unless something else has come. I don't think I'm doing anything next Thursday, but who knows? It's possible. And let's see. Yeah, so I do normally have it up in advance, so you can hit the notification bell on the actual video itself. Although tonight I had some technical difficulties, so it for some reason started streaming and then just I didn't even hit the start stream button, but it was like it said that it had started streaming and then it stopped, and I was like, so I have to start this all over again and create a new video link. So that was frustrating. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Follow on the social media stuff. That stuff is in the description of the video. And hopefully next time you'll be live and join us live and ask us some questions in the chat. Feel free to ask them in the comment section below, and we will ask them on the next stream as well. And